Well, good evening, guys. How you doing? How is everybody? And by everybody, I see Carlos and somebody named Baby Basher. I think that's Paulie, Drone Bum, in the green room. So I'll get to you guys in a second. Let me say hi to those of you in the chat so far. It's started with Jody at Drone Shots, who early this afternoon sent me some links. One was to Rick Halber's service, and the other was to a tornado video, which was unbelievable and unbelievably stupid on the part of whoever it was that was following this thing. I swore I kept waiting for him to get swallowed up, but there's a link. I think it's still in the top of the chat, and if you guys want to go look at that, it's nuts. I got to tell you, it's crazy. So, Jody, if you're here now, how you doing? Michael McReynolds is here. Brad Alston, how are you guys? Mike B, the Drone Ranger's in the house. Drone Life RC, how you doing? Rod, Hot Rod in Daytona is here. Paulie's here. Carlos is here. And, I see Charlie's here. It is Charlie Mafia, is that correct? I think that's correct, yeah. Drone Psyche, how you doing, buddy? I see... you have joined the unholy trinity up there in New York, flying with these two lunatics, and from the sheer volume of the number of videos you put up, you guys have been having a blast. So that's cool. That's cool. Ed, Love My Drones, with his messed up keyboard, is here. Good to see you. And who else did I miss? Michael Blades. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. And I think that's it. I think that's it in the chat. And man, I got to tell you guys, the weather here the last 4 or 5 days has been just great. Good weather for a drone meet. But no, it was great. I managed to get a lot of flying in. I have Mike Night Trains in the house. How you doing? Bring hard hats to next year's Drone Up. More lunatics with micros. Yeah. Yeah, Mike. Oh man, that was great. So I managed to do quite a bit of flying and having a good old time, and so have these guys. So let me bring in my trusty sidekick and chat watcher extraordinaire, tropical shirt wearer. You're styling, man. You're absolutely styling.
I might as well wear it because I'm not going out in public with this thing.
Yeah, well, never say never, kid. You never say never.
Maybe in Florida when nobody knows me.
Yeah. And then we also got this
Hi,
guy.
guys.
What's up, Bump?
What up, Carlos?
Hola.
Sorry about my squeaky chair. I really tried everything I could to fix it. I'll try not to move around too much.
You get an A for effort. You got an A for effort. Squirt some more on there. It might work.
I just turned it upside down and hosed it down, and my room stinks.
Uh-oh. Not good.
Uh-oh. Well, you get high, man.
But I'm saying I feel pretty good.
Yeah. Cool. Oh man. So you guys have been doing some flying.
Every chance I get.
In 3 days, Drone Psyche did about 45, 50 batteries, at least.
What happened? There you go.
His first day was I think he did like 19 batteries, one stab mode, stability mode, and the rest were in horizon. Second day, what was the second day? At the garage, he did mainly horizon, did one acro, but sealing and stuff. So he did really well. And then the third day, yesterday, he did a few in horizon. I said, you know what, Charlie, just put it in acro. He took off and not looking back.
Yeah, he liked it.
Looking back.
I liked it.
And he did well. Not only that, he did well.
Good. Good.
But
Yeah, you just gotta do it. And
He
with
immediately
you as a
saw the
task,
benefit.
with you
Yeah,
as
he
a
took to it right
taskmaster,
away.
Carlos,
Say again?
nobody can go out with you. I said, with you as a taskmaster, you're tough, man. You got that bullwhip in your hand, and
I was
fly,
feeding him,
fly, fly.
feeding him
Yeah, feeding
batteries, and he was flying them. He was having a great time. I think. I mean, yeah, I would say. What do you think, Paul?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
How could we not? You know, he's in Acro now, and
Paulie.
he even said he now he sees the benefit of. He'll probably never go back.
So,
He said
Paul,
he was
you're
thinking
not.
about selling his DJI stuff.
Maybe
Well,
one of
that's
them.
that's the first sign. Paul, you're looking specifically sharp and clear, and your audio is great tonight. Obviously, you're not on a cell phone tonight.
That is correct. I am on my computer.
Much better.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Much better.
The only problem is I get the squeaky chair.
That's all right. That's all right. Some people pay extra for those sound effects. I get them with you for free.
Something out of Vincent Price movie.
Don't have to subscribe to Epidemic Sound or anything like that. Yeah.
So, Paul, you want to tell Mitch about your incident?
Yeah. No.
Tell me about your incident, Paul.
I did something stupid. I broke my bird again. The baby hawk. I have no. Oh, hello.
No
I have
video.
no,
If this is a true confession, man, we want to see you in all your glory.
it doesn't show. There's no physical damage, but I have no video on the bird. I tried something dumb. I was trying to do a. I was coming up over a tree and I was looking down at it and I wanted to continue to roll but keep the tree in the shot. I don't know what I was thinking, and I didn't come out of it very well. Instead of putting the throttle down, I put the throttle up and I just powered it right into the ground.
Right into the tree. Oh, okay. So is this the one with the DJ with the CADX?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you say the video disappeared completely,
telemetry's still there.
But you're using what kind of receiver? That's got a crossfire, so that has nothing to do. That has absolutely nothing to do with the video signal.
That's why we called you, Mitch.
So, what the first thing you want to find out is when you plug the battery into it, is the CADX Vista air unit lighting up? There's a little tiny light on it.
We'll find out right now.
Get a battery and try that.
Cool.
Live on Mitch's show.
We're going to troubleshoot this. All right, I'm going to make you big so you can.
Big.
Just plug the battery in. Don't cut your fingers off. Don't with the props. Hopefully it won't fire up. Okay, so what you want to look for is on the CADX unit on the thing. No, yeah, I see a light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good sign.
So you've got power to it.
Yeah, it's a green light now. It was red initially.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you have your goggles turned on?
I'll go turn them on.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I guess you get a green light. I thought it got the green light when it
was
with
red.
the goggles, but yeah, they all start out red, but I never really took a look and noticed whether they turn green without the goggles turned on because they have to handshake with the goggles. Now, when this happened, Paul, you didn't rip the goggles off your face and throw them into a tree or anything like that, did you?
That's the first thing I did.
Well, because we have to assume that it's not in the goggles.
Oh, okay. No. Actually,
okay.
And the day I did it was actually this morning. Then I came
so
home.
you got the goggles turned on.
Yeah, and then I got the patch antennas. And
but do you see anything in the goggles?
Nothing but
you got the numbers, you got the telemetry.
Yeah. It's funny because I was getting 99 in the RSI. Now it's saying
I'm not. Yeah, because you don't have you don't have your transmitter turned on. I'm only interested in whether you're seeing the goggles are lit up. Now go look on the side of the goggles and see, what channel number does it say?
7.
All right.
Mickey Mail.
Change it to something else on the goggles. No, you right by the number. There's an up and down button.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just change it
Yeah.
to 3 or something like that, or 4.
Well, what's it going to be? 3 or 4? Yeah, we'll go to 3 because that's what you said.
Okay, now look in the goggles and tell me if you see anything.
Same thing.
Nothing. Just
Nothing.
black or static.
No, I got the DJI logo, and the voltage, the battery voltage. You know,
Hit
my
the menu button once.
Okay. Yeah, I get that all comes up. Player, audience, playback.
Yeah. Okay. Hit the clear button again. You know, the return button.
Okay.
And you still see no picture, right?
Correct.
Okay. How about the transmitter? Is it starting to get hot on the quad, the VTX unit?
Warm?
Yeah, not yet. Not quite yet. No.
It's only been around 3 minutes.
Warm.
Yeah.
It's getting hotter.
Can you see the wire that comes from the antenna?
Yeah. Oh, from the antenna?
Going into the back of the transmitter unit to make sure it didn't rip out.
I'm gonna unplug. Yeah, I did. I did look at that.
And looks like it's connected. It's clipped in under a little metal clip on the back.
Yeah. Look, it looks pretty much intact. The ribbon cable from the camera to the air unit.
Now, let me ask you a question. Did you have any other telemetry coming from Betaflight other than the normal telemetry you get in the goggles, which is you had RSSI, but when you said RSSI, is it at the bottom of the screen or is it up higher on the screen?
Bottom left.
That's not RSSI. That's the signal strength of your video signal. Oh. That has nothing. So that has nothing to do. And what does that say now?
Now it says 49. It used to say 99.
It says 49. Then that's not what I'm talking about. Down at the bottom of the DJI goggles, you get some information. Starting on the right, it gives you like your goggles battery voltage, your craft battery voltage. Read what you have on the bottom.
Okay. The very bottom left is a little picture of a drone with 5 bars. It tells me I'm on channel 3.
Okay, so that's that, and you're not mistaking that as RSSI.
No, just above that is another bar graph, and it's at 49 right now.
Okay, so let me tell you what that tells me. That tells me that your flight controller is sending that number to the Cadex Vista transmitter, and it is sending that number to the goggles, which means that the goggles and the transmitter are talking to each other, and that would lead me to believe that you broke your camera.
Does it look cracked or broken or damaged?
It could have gotten whacked so hard that
internals?
Something internal, little wire broke or something. But it's the same thing would be true in a normal. You can unplug it now, Paulie, so it doesn't get overheat.
Thanks, Teach.
Okay, so let me get me back in the picture here. And okay, so here's what I'm trying to say is, if that number said 49 and that is the RSSI OSD element, then the Cadex is getting that information through the UART, and that means that it is on, it's communicating with the flight controller, and since you can see it on the goggles, it means that it's also communicating with the goggles. So the only thing missing from this whole entire picture is the video picture from the camera.
Kind of important.
So it's important, but it's also probably the cheapest thing to fix.
That's important too.
You can get those replacement cameras. The Nebula cameras are about $50, I think, but they can be fixed. So it might be. It's either that wire that goes between the two that has all those hair thin wires in it, a whole spread of them, 20 or 30 wires. It's either the wire or the camera. One of those two things.
Yet?
No, I started to.
Ooh,
yeah, but
I showed drones. Left the tip.
It's either the wire or the camera. I didn't see that yet.
It's
There it
Hey,
is.
Metro.
Bill Metro Drones. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Man,
still waiting for that video of him following my drone.
oh yeah, my chat is way behind tonight.
Is it say? Are you on top chat or live chat?
I'm on top chat. I better get to live chat. Thank you, Carlos. That's why I pay you the big bucks, my
There
friend.
you go, bud. Thank you.
So, Paulie, I think that if you had a spare camera and a spare wire, we could figure it out. It might just be the wire, and you can buy those for about $5. So, is there anybody up your way that knows how to fix these things, that has a bunch of spare parts,
No.
that you know of?
He
No?
can fix
Okay.
it.
Well, he could. It's tricky. Those wires are. He could do it.
Yeah. The ribbon cables and
The ribbon. They're not really ribbon cable. It's a bundle of a
Right.
bunch of hair thin wires, and it spreads out to a tiny little circuit board looking thing that has to fit right down in the little socket and clamp. You could see how it's done.
It's not just one big plug. It's all individual.
Yeah, it's one. All those wires all fan out and go onto hook onto one connector that just fits in there.
Okay.
But it's tiny. So, if I was a betting man, I would give 50-50 on it as to whether it's the wire or the camera. Could be either. Something could have moved and doesn't take much to tear those little wires, or a camera could have taken a knock.
It was a pretty good thump.
It still might be the VTX, but I would like to be able to try it without having to buy parts. You know what I'm saying?
I'll let you. What's your address?
Well, send it down. Send it to me.
Really?
I have cameras. I have spare parts. Yeah, send it to me, and I'll do it. And that way you don't have to buy what you don't need. But
Buy it from Uncle Rich.
I'd rather take care of you than some local yokel.
I don't. I don't take anything for this kind of stuff. If I wanted to go in the
That's
drone
why I
repair
said that.
business, I would do it.
That'd be awesome, Mitch. Thank you, man. That'd
Just whatever it costs me to do. That's all I want back.
Of course.
I don't want to. I mean, I love you like a son, but I don't want to support you like a son. If you understand. So all right, we'll do that. So
We'll get him your
Carlos,
address. Or he'll
Carlos
send
has my address, and
sure
Carlos, is there any? If you need to send me anything, why don't you guys put together a whole package of crap you want and
that's an
send it
idea.
down to me?
I got a bunch of stuff I could send you.
Well, Paul, let's not get carried away with ourselves here.
No, but he's not telling you. Everything you have is in one piece, no?
See my wall back there?
Yeah, I know you wanted me to put an XT30. Carlos, I would be ashamed to ask anybody to solder an XT30 connector on for me. I mean, at that level of...
I'll do it with Paul. I bought another
you
one
go.
because of you.
Okay, there you
You
go.
told me
Did you buy
EMAX
a whole...
was having a sale, so I bought one for $100.
Did you?
$50.
All right.
They charge
Okay,
for
Paul.
shipping.
So you send that down to me, and I will see if I can't figure out what it is, and whatever it is, I guess you're going to want to fix it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, man.
That stuff is hard to get. I know that Race Day Quads just got some Cadex Vistas, Nebula Pros rather, in stock. And let's just see something for fun here. Race Day Quads.
And you can replace one for the other?
Yeah, you can put a Nebula Pro. You put any camera. You can put any camera that works with the Vista on there. They've got the what do they have? The micro one or the nano one? The tiny little one probably. But any one will work.
In the event that it is the camera, is that like the best one I can get? The Nebula Pro? Is there a better?
Yeah, but it depends on what size camera it is.
That size.
So you're right.
Is it a 14 millimeter
Other way.
narrow, tiny little camera, or is it a
other
19
way,
millimeter
Paul. Right
micro
there.
size? No, that's it. I can see the camera. I think it's still hard. Yeah, it looks like it might be a micro size camera. So that looks like a Nebula.
It's supposed
This
to be
is
a Nebula
the
Pro.
this is the thing right here at Race Day Quads. They got them in stock.
How much?
The Nebula Pro, $165.
Ooh.
The air unit and the antenna and camera. But I think they sell just the camera by itself.
What's up, Rigor Mortis and Justin 863?
Where's the camera? They don't have
Justin, and everybody else in the panel. Hello, hello.
They
Michael,
usually, yeah.
Night Train
They say
says
hi to
micro,
everybody.
not nano. Micro.
Micro. Okay, so that's got the micro in it. Rigor Mortis is here. How you doing? Justin, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Mike Kinney. Mike Kinney is,
He's been
I'm
here.
not speaking out of school. He has signed up for the drone meet next year. We are up to 15 people already.
Hoorah.
Yeah.
Everybody just has to stay alive and save their money.
Yeah, I mean, we're at least we're starting the countdown because we finally got past the April 28th day, and before somebody tells me what an idiot, what a stupid dummy I am, I know, honestly, I know for sure.
Mitch, you're a stupid dummy. Beat ya.
Thank you.
No.
Okay, but you're right because I mean, I know that there's no such day as April 31st.
That's correct.
I know that.
But
And yet, in my videos that I posted for the drone meet,
the 28th to the
in the video itself, so would have to go back and re-edit them and repost them. It said, join us for 4 days, April 28th to April 31st.
and I bought plane tickets home for the May 1st.
yeah, really.
For May 1st, yeah. Well, May 1st is, May 1st is Sunday. That's the last day. So it's actually, the meet goes from April 28th on Thursday to May 1st on Sunday. Because any fool except Mitch knows that April only has, 30 days, has September, April, June, and May. We all know that since we were kids.
There's a
I
way to
couldn't
do it
believe
with
it.
your knuckles too. Like the indent of your knuckles is the 31 and the knuckle is the 30. And if you go
That's
left
too
or
hard
right-
that's too hard. I couldn't even remember it with the stupid poem I learned when I was 3. So
Yeah,
I mean, I knew
even
better, but
tried to remember that.
I wasn't even thinking. I'm just doing math in my head. What's 28 and 4? 28, 29, 30, 31st. And I think I might have been thinking March for some stupid reason. And of course, March does have 31
because
days.
of the original, yeah.
Yeah. So at any rate, that error is going to
Yeah,
be
you
there
see?
for all time. For all time.
Bob knows. He was taught with the knuckles too.
The knuckles. Yeah, I've heard the knuckles. I've heard the knuckles deal. I pretty well know by this time in my life, how many days there are in each month without having to use the stupid poem. Okay, Carlos.
It's my turn. Ooh.
Carlos got a
I got
little
Came in the mail.
little Christmas package
and
in the
toys.
mail.
That's the first part.
There it is.
Second part.
I like the second part. I like the
Yeah, me too.
together.
And that's so I sent it to him priority mail last Tuesday, supposed to be 3 days. Now, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that means should have been delivered on Friday.
And they said it was
didn't.
supposed to be.
It didn't. And then they said it was going to be delivered on Saturday. And then at 4:15 in the afternoon, Carlos's mailman decides it's getting late. His wife's waiting for him. So he marks down on the thing, attempted delivery, which never happened because Carlos was there waiting for it, and took it back to the post office so it could spend the rest of the weekend in the post office.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
somehow they managed to get it delivered today, almost a week from when I paid all that extra money to send it up there priority for him.
Ridiculous.
So,
Quick hello
yeah.
to Bob.
Casey. Yeah, how you doing, Bob? I'm sorry, Carlos. I'm not letting you do your job.
That's all right.
Yeah. Hey, Bob. Guys, we need to set up a GoFundMe for Ed. He needs an N.
And who
Ed.
needs a?
An N.
And on his keyboard.
Yes.
You get a keyboard for $20, can't you?
All right. He just needs the N.
Is it just the plastic cap that broke, or the whole thing's not working?
Maybe it's
I don't
not.
know.
I don't think it's typing correctly.
I think he needs B's also. I think I've noticed he has no B's.
No B's and no N's.
From his text, I can see. It's pretty funny.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get it so that Carlos can actually fly the thing.
Oh, I need a battery. Sorry. Give me a second.
Can you fly it in
And-
the house?
Well, I don't think I'd fly that in the house, but at least he should have it. I want to make sure that it is communicating with the quad. Now,
Carlos might.
he should, but I know it's a pain in the ass, but he should take the props off because I want to, check it out, and make sure the motors spin up, and and he's got all his modes. Yeah,
I'll make sure they.
but you just be careful if you're going to do it with the props on. Put it across the room from you when you go to arm it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, Carlos, is we're going to take your transmitter.
Okay. I just
Don't
put
plug
the,
it in. Don't plug it in yet. Yeah. Don't
No. I'm just getting it ready.
plug the module into the back of the transmitter.
Done.
Let me see. Hold on a second here. It's a natural, man. Looks right at home. Okay. Now turn the transmitter on.
Look at that training.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have to pick the model. Hold on.
Yeah. Now push the hamburger button. Select the proper model that you created for this. Did you also create the model?
I created the Crossfire. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So did you select that model?
Yes. It is selected.
Okay. So now hit the page. Does it say model on there? It's got.
I
it
see what you're talking about. No, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me remember how to do this. I don't do this a lot. Okay. No, that's radio setup.
Go back to the home, to the starting point. Go back to square one.
I am. Crossfire.
No, you're already in the model.
Yeah.
Okay. Hit the hamburger once.
Which are you
That's
calling
the
the
menu.
hamburger? This guy?
The three bars is they call that a hamburger because it's got like a bun and a burger in the middle.
Model set.
Now hit the page key once.
Okay.
And now it says model setup. Now scroll up to get to the bottom of the page.
Mode.
Should see internal RF and external RF.
Okay, hold on. External RF. Mode.
Now go to internal RF.
Oh, go to internal first.
Turn it off.
And underneath right there's a setting, and what does it say now?
I don't see the internal.
It's going to be right next to the external.
You would think, right?
Of course it is.
I see failsafe. No pulse. External RF mode off. And
Now
under
go
that,
down.
mode.
Keep going.
Master jack. And then setup.
You don't see anything that says internal RF.
No. Just external.
I
Look,
can't
I'm gonna
believe
show you.
that. Show me. All right, go up to where you see where it says channel range.
Yeah.
Above that, it says internal RF. Stop. Show me.
Mode. It says mode D16.
Hold on a second. Yeah, and then above that it should say internal RF.
Takes me to this above.
Hold on. It
Oh,
says,
that's
I'm
it.
looking at it, internal RF right
it,
there
that's
in
it.
big ass letters. Okay. So go. Hey,
Hold
Paulie,
on.
how far do you live from Carlos?
Too far.
Can you go over there and smack him one upside the head?
Oh, I
All right.
will.
So go down to where it says, right under internal RF, it says, what does it say, D16?
Yeah. Mode and D16.
Turn that off. Just to set that, push it in until it blinks, turn it till it says off.
What, with the hamburger?
No, with the,
Just so.
Paulie, go ahead, will you?
All right, so it says now mode D16.
Right, so push the center button until
No, I have it on
blinks.
off now.
Okay, so now it says internal RF off.
It says internal RF mode off.
Off. OFF. Hold it up. Perfect.
Yeah.
Now hit the enter button so it stops blinking.
Okay.
Now scroll down to external RF to where it says underneath, right?
Yeah.
Hit the enter button until it starts blinking.
Hold on.
And
Where's
and-
the little
and-
show?
what are you doing? What is all the beeping?
Like down
The
one.
wrong direction.
You know, I told Carlos, I said, this is going to take 2 seconds, man. You got to change one
All right,
setting in the
external
radio.
Tell me how to
mode-
do this stuff.
External mode off.
All right, is it blinking?
No.
Well, select it.
Select it. Push.
With the hamburger
the-
now.
No, the hamburger is, forget that. You're
Okay,
dealing
it's
with
blinking. It's blinking.
Now start turning it very slowly and read the things it says to me.
Okay, off. What does that say? PRM?
Keep going.
X something,
There you go.
XIT, D16.
How about keep going until it says CRSF?
Got it.
Press the enter button again.
Okay, it's solid.
You're done. You're set up. You're ready to fly. Okay, so what
Exit.
you want to do now is exit all the way out back to the home screen of the model. Turn it back and make sure there's a light on the back of the module on the back of your transmitter. It should be. It's yellow and it's blinking. Okay, is it yellow or green?
Oh, geez, Lewis. Yellow.
Yeah,
It just looks white on the camera. I can't tell what color.
She says yellow. It's a
Yeah.
fellow.
Okay, good. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to plug the quad in.
Alrighty then.
God, this is like pulling teeth, Carlos.
Come on, you got to be patient with the old guy. Holy cow, it's my first time.
Hey, Paulie, we're having fun, aren't we?
You
This
guys
is
are
fun,
hurting-
right?
You guys are hurting my
I love watching them struggle.
This is fun, isn't it,
Like, move
Paulie?
for me. He
Oh,
told me
God,
how to
wait a
do
minute.
it.
A $10
Oh, Bob Casey,
Yeah,
thank you.
green,
And Artco,
Carlos.
Artco Drones. Hey, Art, thank you, Art. Artco Drone
green now.
Solutions says, welcome back, Mitch. I
got a
appreciate
beeper.
that. Bob Casey, to help Carlos. How come everybody gives me money and one as for you?
You noticed? And I don't get any of it, I tell you. All right.
And it's green, right? It's solid green.
Lewis, green.
Yeah, you're green, buddy.
You
I just
are
got telemetry
connected.
lost and telemetry recovered just by
Well,
doing
that's right. Because sometimes if you get it too close, it
Okay.
swamps it. So
He knows that.
what I want you to do is put the
It
quad
starts.
somewhere
Motors.
where it's
starts.
it
Watch.
arms.
It arms. It does.
Okay.
Should I get myself in trouble with you guys? Let me see. Hold on.
No, I wouldn't hover it in the house, but
No? Let me
well,
see.
that's
Hold on.
up to you. Put it in stabilized mode. Better yet, Carlos, do this. Get
He's flying it.
get your okay, Carlos. Unplug the quad.
Oh, man. Look at all the pretty lights, though.
Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, I think
This
it's
is
cool. Isn't it?
looking. So sexy. It looks like me. Look, sexy.
Unplug it, Carlos.
All right,
Unplug it
unplug it.
before it gets pissed off and decides to cut your carotid artery. Okay, now get your goggles out. Turn your goggles on and then plug the quad
Wait,
back in, and
listen.
we're going to check to see if
Just
all
so
the
you
mode
know.
switches.
I will. She just said telemetry lost, telemetry recovered 3 times, and the quad was off.
Yeah, it's because the capacitor has enough charge to keep the receiver going for a few
That's
seconds.
why. Yeah, that's the whole time. It's like it's been unplugged for a minute. It's
Yeah, and that's because the capacitor is bleeding down, and
I get it.
when it finally bleeds down, then it shuts off.
All right, I'm getting a
So,
battery. I'm going to look.
Yeah.
I should have
Now,
had
that doesn't mean I want you to fly that in the house, Carlos.
No,
I
I-
want it to survive. I want it to survive long enough for you to actually take it out and fly it.
No, that's for sure. So, Mitch, if I
Yes.
get another bird that's crossfire,
Yes.
I just do what I did with you and the party's over?
No, it's already done. Then now you'll just have to bind. If it's a new quad, you'll just have to bind it, and that's pretty much just a matter of going into the Crossfire Lewis script on the radio, or doing it through the Agent X software on a computer and plugging it in, and it'll just prompt you through the whole mess.
That's exciting.
if he gets a new bird and he just copies model, then that's pretty much
No,
it.
you don't even have to copy models. He can use the same model. Bind it to the same model. Yeah, you only need one model for Crossfire, unless you change something. The switches and all that are going to be the same. Then you go into beta flight on the new model and set the modes and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
I got you.
I should hook up the SkyDroid and take you guys for a ride. Nah, just kidding.
No, but I want you to make sure
Yeah, no, I will.
that your mode switch is working properly. It should
Yeah, me
be,
too.
but
Woohoo! This is exciting. I can use these without antennas for now, right? It's not gonna.
oh yeah, yeah. You can't hurt a receiver by not having an antenna on.
Transmit is another story.
Yeah.
Look, telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. All right, no, never mind. So angle, horizon, there. I'm in angle.
Hit the beep. Don't fly it, idiot. Hit the beeper switch.
He froze.
I did that already.
Okay. So everything's working.
Oh yeah, even the mode.
There you go. Okay.
Why don't you want me to fly it though?
Well, because it's a 3-inch high performance ripping quad in the house, Carlos.
Hold on, let's see something. I like it.
It's
We knew
flying.
you had to fly it, though.
It works.
Hey,
Let me go get it. Hold on.
Carlos gets his technical degree.
Woohoo! Like,
All right.
So
All right.
cool.
Unplug it so you don't overheat the VTX, because I think it's set to like 500 milliwatts now. It goes up to 800, that thing.
That's exciting.
That's got a killer VTX in it. And yeah, good. All right, Carlos.
Thank you very much, Mitch.
So tomorrow, shut off everything, and tomorrow you'll probably go fly it.
I think it's gonna rain, but as soon as I
cool.
do, I will let you guys get a.
Yeah, make sure you
I
photograph
think
it.
it's overnight the rain. I think during the day.
You know what I should have? Mitch, should I have seen a flashing when I plugged it in my goggles? If it's recording, do you remember? How do you know if it's recording?
It'll have a little R flashing up in the top, but there's no SD card in it now. You need
I
to put
did
an
one
SD.
in. Yeah, I did.
Oh,
put one in.
okay. Yeah, you'll see the R in there. It'll work. Plus, there's a little blinking light on the side of the quad, on the side of the camera module. There'll be a little blue light blinking.
All right.
You'll see that.
He wants to make sure he recorded that flight.
Yeah.
My little
And no, it worked pretty good. It worked pretty good.
that worked
tested
instantly.
it. I
like
tested it out. Yeah. All right. So that
it. Nice.
wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, but
What do you mean it wasn't easy?
well, we need to get you the short course on how to work that radio a little better.
Well, I don't use it that much. I mean, everything's already done and bound. The only thing I did with it was the Tinyhawk 2 since I've gotten it. I haven't really added
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I will give you this.
The X Lite, I can, no problem.
That radio after I got the jumper, and I hadn't used the way that the buttons work on that thing. I couldn't figure out. It took
I
me a while to
remember
figure
that
out how to get
Florida.
back into model setup. Yeah, because it's different on the jumper. So
Yeah, I remember in Florida even we were having.
so you're excused in that.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you. That's mighty way.
Brian wants me to help him set up his jumper. I'm like, okay, yeah, I got this. And it's like, what the hell is this? It was completely different. All the buttons.
Oh yeah,
are different.
the jumper is got
Above
more
and
buttons
beyond
in the
drones,
big and
Jim
the big
is
screen.
doing this. What's up,
Hey,
Jim?
Jim. What's up, Jimbo?
Jimbo, how you doing, Jim?
Mike Kenny, Metro Drones, Drone Days, Above and Beyond. Love my drones. I'm sorry.
You got to do it like Adrian does it. Hey, what's up? Really appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by.
Love what you do. Keep flying.
Really
Come
appreciate
on,
it.
unfocus.
There you
There you go.
Oh, so this thing is ready to go, man.
It is.
Your window. Let's go.
The roof, right?
Hi, droid.
It is.
That's exciting.
Michael Blaze, FPV.
Michael Blades, yeah.
I have to make sure that it's recording. That's the only thing I didn't check in my excitement.
Well,
hooked up
you have
with
plenty
Mr.
of time.
Crowley,
Calm down a little bit and check it out. I went out. I actually took. Remember Brent Nunley
Yeah.
sent this to me.
I
Remember
like-
this? That 7-inch, yeah, 7-inch quad and
And that has
analog.
that's analog?
Yeah, this is analog.
Oh, you don't need that, Mitch. You should just like give it away.
I've never flown a 7-inch.
What's up, Aduga?
But
Louise.
so I hadn't flown it in a while, and it was sitting there, and you know, I rebuilt the thing when I got it. I did a lot of work on it, and I put a Cadex Ratel, which is one of my favorite analog cameras. I put the 800, the Rush Tank VTX in it. You know, I mean, I put the best stuff in it, and so I said so I took it out for a flight. Nothing fancy, but it was the first time I'd actually flown analog, and I recorded the goggles the other day. So I'll show you, of course, now my computer. Somehow in the middle of these streams, it does weird things. So let me give it a minute. I was going to play the video for you, but now it has decided to. There it is. Okay. And what was really cool, I want to show you is while I was busy trying to make sure that I had the output right, because the smart audio, it also had that deal where it kept booting up in pit mode on me. And
Black
the grief
screen?
that I had,
Where did we just come across that? Somebody else had this.
Yeah, that's a problem with a lot of these. It was with
that was
yours,
with
the
mine.
Rush. Yeah. So I mean, I went nuts finally. So while it's sitting there, the damn processor board kind of overheated. I started getting core temperature warnings. But
Mitch, you didn't say the crossfire case for the antenna.
There is no crossfire case.
I know. What do you use?
You know where
It fits.
you leave it. It stays in the radio.
It stays on the radio? I put it in the case.
No, I always see my. This is my jumper. Right now, it's got the R9 module. It's always got either the Crossfire or the R9 module, and that's how.
But it doesn't fit in the case.
You don't use this?
I don't use that stupid case.
So why'd you give it to me? No,
no.
I'm kidding.
God,
Really? You don't use it?
What is with this? Give it to me crap.
Hey, I've taken a page out of Art Co's freaking.
Hey, be kind to Art. You know.
Give it away. Give it free.
All right, here we go.
It fits right in my case for the iFlight, and the top of it is a little mesh thing. I put it right in
Oh,
there.
that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, find out.
Yeah.
You know what?
Can I
I'll tell
put it
you
in
why.
that mesh?
What
Maybe
you
I can put it up there. I don't want to break
let me
it.
tell you, Carlos, the basics of connector 101 is the fewer times you unplug and plug and unplug a connector, the longer it's going to last. So,
Yeah, I get that.
you know,
Makes sense.
unplug it and plug it in that module every time. It's just going to
Okay,
increase the odds of it failing. So,
gotcha.
so anyway, this is. I'll show it to you. You guys don't need to see it too big, but this is just a little first time. It's a
May I ask you a question in the middle of the thought before I lose it?
Yes, go ahead.
Can I keep that antenna on even when I'm flying my D8s? Just change the antenna,
Yes.
right?
Yes, because on the models that use the D8s,
Or the
the
D16?
setting, the external module will be turned off on those models.
Okay. So
And
you
you
have
can
to go in
verify-
every time and change it, right?
No, it's that model.
I
Those
did
settings
that.
always stay with the models.
I noticed that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So once I
So-
go to D16, I don't have to worry.
Well, that's why, Carlos, think about the logic of this. That's why I had you duplicate the model before we made the change, so that you wouldn't affect the settings for all your other quads. So now, when you want to fly a quad that uses the external module, you go to the model that has the external module turned on, and you don't and you never have to go in there and change it. Although going in there and changing it very often would be a good exercise for you.
Well, now I know. Show us your flight already. I used to like it.
Anyway, it's no big deal, but it's just see the core temperature flashing. That's because
Go ahead.
that's the flight controller just sitting there got hot, but as soon as I started to fly, it cooled back down again.
We in Palm Bay over there? Is that where?
Yeah, we're at the park there. Yeah, but this is that the Cadex Ratel with the tank, and that's.
Mitch, don't you have a switch to get rid of the OSD, the extra stuff, or no?
Yeah, but I've got a GPS on it, so I wanted to see all that stuff.
Oh,
It's telling me number of satellites. It's telling me my altitude, my airspeed. It's telling me everything. It's
what's
really
on the
cool.
top left? 2800.
That's latitude and longitude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's important.
Oh yeah, well,
Well,
you're
that's
fine. I want all
that's
my
good. No, but if you crash, Paul, if you crash
I'll
and you've
bust your
recorded that
balls.
in your DVR, you got the coordinates of where your plane
Right,
went down.
I
You
get
can
it.
just
I
punch it in your cell phone and walk right to it.
Oh, that's an idea. That's true. I like
Just busting your chops, Mitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know everybody. Why should you? But that all stops on Friday, guys.
Why Friday?
The Sabbath.
No,
Oh, okay.
because on Friday I stop being a young kid and I start being a senior
Oh, that's
citizen.
right. The
Oh, it's
7th.
your birthday.
It's my
75.
birthday.
Woohoo.
74. 74.
Oh, 4?
Oh, you, damn.
74.
I'm going to be 60
And-
at 10 years on us, man.
And I'm having a birthday party live stream Friday night at 7 o'clock. And if I
Cool.
step on anybody, sorry. But
Do we
Friday
need-
night at 7
do we need
o'clock, I'm having.
invitations?
What's that?
Do we need invitations?
Oh, you'll get some invitations.
Okay.
It's gonna be an open live stream. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, and hopefully, what few friends I have left after pissing people off for the past 2 years will come in and
Welcome to my world.
help me celebrate. Help me so that's why I love having you on board, Carlos, because you're the only person that people hate more than they hate me.
Hey, more power to me, baby.
Mike,
like
Night
it.
Train's
Oh,
party is Saturday night. Hey,
This picture
birthday.
looks really
We got
nice.
some great yours.
I like it, Mitch. You want to sell it cheap?
What?
The drone.
I can't sell it. It was a gift.
Yo, man, D Dubs is in the house, man.
Drone worship. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Danny, how you doing? Yeah, it was.
You can sell it.
It was a
don't worry.
gift. It was a gift. Of course, I had to spend money on it, but it was still a gift. No, I love it. It's a great flying quad. I like it. It's one of the few analog quads, big quads that.
Check it out, Paul. Oh, no,
I
I
re-
thought he was going
I-
to make a right. Never mind.
Oh Christ!
You
You want
right.
right turns? Right turns. That's all I did. Did a whole flight with nothing but right
know, the
turns,
other
just
day.
for you, Carlos.
We're proud of you. You're done
See the
good.
static? I went behind the building. I went behind the building, and that'll. With the DJI, you don't lose it, but with analog, you do lose it.
Can you put this? I'm sorry. Can you put a like session 5 or a mount on top of this thing, or is it not
On top of what?
on the 7-inch that you're flying? You can put a GoPro mount or something on there.
You mean like this one?
Oh, you have one. Ah, yes. Yes. Is that the? That's the Run Cam,
Yeah, it's a Run Cam 5.
the $99 one, right?
Yeah, I'll show you the
Fine,
video.
right?
That's a
I'll show you.
decent panel.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
the
show
one
you.
you have,
I'll
right,
show you the video from it.
That's the one you have, Paul.
Yes, sir.
I know I took it off. Here we go. This is the video.
I got to
From the
steal
Run
it from
Cam.
Paul again. Oh, that looks fine.
That's what I filmed the backwoods
Oh yeah.
in the parking garage.
Yeah,
That was the Run Cam 5 on the back of the drone.
but this is.
Louise thought I was flying
It
backwards.
doesn't look. It's not. Listen, it's not stabilized. It's just straight out of the camera, and it's
I
not
think it
bad
looks fine.
for what we do for showing off YouTube videos. It's perfect.
A quick hello to Sunrise Water Media.
How you
What's up?
doing?
Chris,
Chris with a K.
Chris with a K. Like, yo, it's me, Chris. He's with the K too, I think.
And I think I have it running in 1440p is what I recorded this in, 4:3, which is a nice setting on that camera. But for $100 camera,
I'm thinking of getting one, unless I steal. What's his name? Paul.
Yeah, you could steal it for $150, man.
150.
Well, I gotta make
the-
something.
Wow.
you get the orange one. Yeah, mine is the black one. The orange one is even supposedly a little better. I think it's
But
got a
I got the
little
orange
bit
one
of
only
improvement.
because it's more visible in a crash.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the
yeah,
black
I
case
know.
around it.
They didn't have
came out of the
they didn't
case.
have the orange one. And I don't think I didn't do anything fancy on the sled. I just flew it around, just trying to get a little confidence in the analog part. You know, I'm so spoiled by the DJI.
Got to retrain your eye.
I just got to learn to trust that, you know, it's not going to just go out of, or I'm not going to just lose it, you know.
Where are you here? To the left or to the right?
Yeah, I'm sitting, you'll see where the cars are. I don't even think I did a roll. Maybe I did a roll with it. I hadn't flown it in a while.
It's big. It's heavy. Well,
It's a big quad. Yeah, it's a big quad. It's going to fly a lot better because I just got some red props for it. 7-inch props, there aren't a lot of them out there. You know, they're not like
You put
5-inch
six
or
on there?
3-inch props. What's that?
You put 6s on there?
No, I have 7s.
Oh, you do have
Can you?
I have, I'll show you in a second. Anyway, that's enough of that. It's a boring flight.
Smooth.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I want to see the landing. Can you fast forward?
I think, hold
Like
on.
the turn. What is this, like a 10 o'clock sun? No, that's earlier.
No, this is early.
Yeah.
Here we come. Here comes the landing.
Is that a plane?
Yeah, model guys. Guys are out there flying the model airplanes.
Slowly I turn.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sitting right there,
I
and
know.
it's closer to me already than you think when you look at the picture. So
Yeah,
I
right.
finally said, "Ah, to hell with it. I'm just going to put it right down here." Wasn't bad.
That's not you. All right, that's you. Okay.
No, that's me right there taking the goggles off. See, here I am,
3 feet from the pad, maybe.
my new skinnier self,
Mr. Keto.
and that's the sky. That's the sky. Okay, so
Looks
let's
good.
stop this thing.
This is
And you
today's
notice
flight?
it did record the audio. You can hear that. It's kind of
Yeah.
nasty sounding, but it does record it, you know.
Yep.
You can always turn it down. So let me do my magic with the buttons here.
Give me a second.
And that. There we go. And this. All right, here we are. No, this thing here has got some props that I had bought for the Tyro. It's the only ones you get. They come in a set with 2 clear ones and 2 blue ones. In fact, they're ugly as hell. See that? It's got those 7-inch. So I like red props. I love red props. So they finally got these. They finally got these HQs in.
From where?
Race day quads have
Oh, they have
7-inch, 7-inch, 7 by 3.5 by 3. You know, 3.5-inch pitch, which is exactly what I need. So I'm going to put the red props on this thing, and it's going to become a much more beautiful version of itself. But it's got a GPS. The only thing it doesn't have is the lost quad finder on it.
Oh, you
Anyway,
put
it
a
flies.
little,
If
little
yeah,
beep,
I will. I'll get around to it.
the one without the
yeah.
battery, right?
No, I use all the ones that I use have the batteries in them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want the idea is if it crashes and throws the battery, it starts beeping. It still beeps when you push. You can still click the button and make it beep, but the idea is that if it throws the battery. And another thing, since last week, I did finish. And I've got a build video coming up for it. The new little Roma 3. That
Why did you choose to put your antenna in the back? Just curious.
put what antenna in the back?
The teeth, the mortal teeth on your
Well,
quad.
because that's just where
It ended up.
it fit. Yeah, it's just where it managed to fit. It would have been mounted in the front of this thing wouldn't have worked out. And my other one, the first one that I built here, let me make myself big and small again. I'll tell you, I need a producer here to click buttons. The first one I built, it has the F4 flight controller in it and the Nebula, the Cadex Nebula, the cheaper version of the Nebula camera, and then this one has the F7 flight controller and it has little bigger motors. And I put 3-bladed props on it, and it's got the Nebula Pro camera, and it's just a step above. I still love flying this one, but this thing is a noticeable hot rod compared to the first one.
It's funny because it's pretty small, right?
They're
It's smaller than
tiny.
the Acrobrat. but it still
They're,
flies.
yes,
I
it
remember
is.
flying it at the park.
They're
It was great.
tiny. I mean, that's
The one I flew was the one I flew was the other one, right? The original, the 2-blade.
You flew this
That guy.
one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fly. They're
good.
agile and they're light. They're sub 250 with the battery on them. They're with the digital system. They're terrific. They're tricky to build.
Because it's so small. What a 20 by 20s, right?
Yeah, they use the 20 by 20 stack and the 20 by 20.
Let me interrupt you,
thing.
Mitch, real quick and say hello to Mr. Radar H. Paul, what's his name? Paul? I forget his freaking name. Danny, the View Chaser, Asgard Studio U is in the house too.
Hugh, hey,
Oh,
how you
well.
doing? Hugh FPV, man.
Hugh,
He's
right.
he's an animal now. He's really
But
All these
converting
really
people
working
are
it.
like
by little.
kicking ass,
I saw him with the Mobula over his house around. He kicks butt, is right.
right?
And these guys are doing it in like quick record time.
I know.
Compared to me when I
like
started.
Mr. Record Time. Holy crap! Like I'm has been now.
Franklin.
well, Paulie. I thought that you, compared to how long it took me to actually learn, because I didn't fly. You know, I didn't have Carlos pushing me like you. I mean, if I got a couple flights in every week, I was lucky. But these guys are just that are driven and on it and just get right up and do it.
Yeah,
are learning like crazy.
It makes a difference because if I had somebody chasing all the crashed quads and
Yeah.
feeding me batteries, I probably would have learned quicker. But you know what?
Absolutely.
That's what helps. It's really about putting the batteries in and just keeping the person flying. At least
So
that's
here you
my
go.
theory.
This is the first flight of the new Roma. Okay. And I took off and it just started going. I said, "Holy shit!"
And this is where the 2022 meetup will be at this park where we're flying. Where
At
he's
this
flying.
park, and this park has so many different places to fly. I've already published 2 different flying site previews on the website for it.
www.meetup.com. What's up, Jody?
It's Space Coast Meetup.
Oh, that's right.
SpaceCoastMeetup.com. I swore that I wasn't going to make this live stream into a commercial for the meetup because
No, I'm doing
between you and me, I'm afraid we may have too many people. Too many people at these things. You don't get to fly as much as you want. But
Maybe
what we're
we'll
going to
use
have,
people
just
in
for information purposes, we are going to have. Jim and I are going to pre-scout 10 or 15 different flying sites all around the area. Sites specifically for camera drone flying with boats and beaches and that kind of stuff. Sites that are perfect for ripping FPVs, and everybody should have a place to fly. And we don't expect that everybody's going to be in the same place for every day for the meet. We think the people will socialize, in the evenings and everything at the hotel, and then everybody will decide, because there'll be a list on the website with videos previewing what the sites are, and join up with a group of guys and go fly some of the different sites and get a little variety in it. So we're hoping that's the way it's going to work out. We'll see. Look how this thing rips around, Carlos. Carlos, look at that right
Yes.
turn, man. Did you see that?
I noticed. I was also looking at Michael McReynolds, who said hello to everyone.
Hello, Michael.
Right,
But
right.
look at the performance of this little thing, man.
It's not the drone; it's the pilot.
No, I'm telling you, the pilot's mediocre at best, but the drone is superior,
Okay,
man.
Mitch, that overhang, you got to gap it one day. I think you did already. No?
I have. I'm just afraid that somebody walk out the
Yeah.
door the minute I go under there.
Yep.
And, I mean, I'm trying.
Need a spotter.
I just, even though you don't see any cars there is somebody in the building, and
Maintenance guy come walking out.
yeah, I just, I don't. First of all, that park is like a cherished place. The last thing in the world I want to do is screw up our welcome there.
Yeah, really.
Mhm.
How's the? How are they doing with the campgrounds? Have they started?
They're getting all that plumbing
Plumbing?
pretty well buttoned up finally.
That's the sewer system, you said, right?
Yeah.
Did you
These
notice
things,
they're
Carlos,
running
these
electric?
little quads get 6-7 minutes of flight time.
I get that much out of the Nazgul, like 5-7 minutes. The 5-inch Nazgul flies forever. 1550 battery. Look at that under the tree. You
Make
taking
it-
notes, Paul?
casual in his beach. Yep, I see beach chair is a mandatory thing.
Hey, man, you know.
Yeah, last time we went out, me, Charlie, and Paul were thinking about, all right, what are we going to bring next time? A hibachi?
How you make an outing out of it?
Yeah.
I wanted to land it on
4 or 5 hours out there. Easy.
I wanted to land it on the grass here because I didn't put any pads underneath, and I didn't want to scrape up all the motor screws on the concrete. So
You recommend the other screws? They're deeper. What do they call them? There's two different.
the socket head screws
Yeah.
are a little deeper. Yeah, but you know what I like to do is get some. You get these stick-on foam pads and just stick them underneath. Keep the screws off the ground anyway.
Oh yeah, some
Here.
TPU or some
Like that.
like
Foam pads.
plates.
There we go.
Foam
But
pads.
this.
My screws
This-
get all screwed up.
So what'd you think of that flight, Carlos?
Much better, quicker.
I'm putting together a build video of that now, where you don't have to sit through all the motor screwing and crap like that. It's going to basically, I'll speed up through this part, slow it down when something, dramatic happens. And
Speaking of build video, I gotta build something. Mike Birdman 316 sent me a frame and some motors and some other.
cool.
Yeah, but it looks like it's going to be a 16 by 16 or a 20 by 20.
I don't know, whatever it is.
How big a quad?
I have an idea, Paul.
I gotta do
Uh-oh.
I'm
something.
going to throw my 3-inch quad in your box, and we'll put a crossfire in a different stack on one of those, on the one I gave you. Why don't you do that?
Oh, the Acrobrat?
On the Japalura,
Capalora. Why do I keep calling that an Acrobrat?
because it looks like it. I gave him
You
one
guys-
of my Japaluras.
Yeah, you gave me a
aren't you sweet?
Capalora. The only thing wrong with it is what? The camera and the.
And well, Mitch says that he had an issue with. Well, I had an issue too with the RX loss, and he couldn't.
Right.
Fix it. So I think if we get a new flight controller, Mitch, that should fix the problem.
Well,
For the most part, the camera works, everything else works.
guys,
This guy.
that was last year. I honest to God, I remember the quad, but I don't remember exactly. I know we did basics to it, and that was about it.
I think you did more. You didn't do any taking apart. You did more.
But it was
Where-
flying. I mean, they flew when they left here, so I don't know what
It
happened.
flies,
to it.
but it gets RX loss constantly. It hiccups.
Could be receiver. Could be. I doubt
Does it
that's
ju-
the flight controller. That's
Does
more
it
than
just
likely.
say it on the OSD, or is it actually?
Oh, I see it. RX loss, and it
I
hiccups.
know, but does it actually get RX loss, or is it just saying it on the
Hard to
OSD?
say.
Oh, it says it, and
Paulie,
it has dropped. It has
You
dropped.
see these little rubber.
Yeah. No, I get
You
it.
buy them on Amazon, a whole huge package of them for $10, and
Double
then
stick them on there.
they have stick on them. You just stick them under the arms, and then when it sits down on the ground, the screws don't come anywhere near. You can land on concrete with no trouble.
Yeah, I put them on too, but I knock them off because I'm constantly landing on concrete.
Well-
Tree branches.
Tree branches.
Oh man.
I'm thinking about like on like under the motors, like skid plates or something. You know, those like plastic TPU, whatever, printed. You know.
Yeah, a lot of these new quads that the bind and flies are coming with the plastic pieces on them.
Yeah, because you can come in and you can actually do a nice skid landing without, you know.
Paul, you can send that quad, and maybe you can put a crossfire in there with the new make it work. And you have a whole brand new drone. Then all you got to do is take me out for a keto lunch.
Yes.
Hey Jody, how you doing, buddy? See Jody's here.
I like it.
Well,
I like it.
What else is new, guys? I think that's
Hey,
I think
Jody.
that's all I had on the agenda for tonight, other than just
Oh,
Good
we're
chat.
going to keep you busy, Mitch.
What were the questions you had for Mr. Mitch? Do you remember any of them, Paul? I know that your thing is broke now, but
Before it broke, I was having issues, right? I was having
remember the 90-90 thing that we were talking about?
right, which he's
you were yeah.
you said that's not the RSI, that 99.
RSSI.
No, it is.
But
Yeah,
it's
it
not
turns
a-
out it is. Yeah,
I think
but
it's
it's
a
it,
true
but
one.
it's not RSSI the way that it's interpreted by by Betaflight and then portrayed by DJI's interpretation of the OSD data
Right.
is not completely accurate. But what is accurate
LQ, I know.
is what is accurate is the transmitter saying telemetry lost.
Oh,
Because that's got, but see, that's got absolutely nothing to do with any Betaflight settings. That is strictly the little receiver and the little transmitter having trouble between each other. So that concerns me. What the RSSI thing says doesn't, but that fact that you're getting telemetry.
I'm used to hearing that. I ignore it because I get it on all.
You can't ignore it, especially
No,
with Crossfire, Polo. You should have such enormous range on that thing.
I do. I flew an incredible flight.
Yeah, I know, but if you're getting telemetry lost,
I'm not.
I may be wrong about this, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't be getting those warnings.
Can I interject?
I have never in all the Crossfire flying that I have ever done gotten one of those telemetry lost warnings. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
No,
It's
but
not-
I think Paul has been burned, or because of the Tinyhawks and the SPI receivers, they give you false telemetry lost. Like it can be coming at you and it says telemetry lost, and then all of a sudden.
Well, that may very well be, but that's still got nothing to do with Crossfire.
No. What I'm saying is because he's in his head doesn't trust that one. He's hearing it now with the Crossfire, and he should be trusting it. Is what?
Yeah, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't be getting those with Crossfire. So I don't know what it could be. I thought maybe your antenna had popped off the receiver in the quad. You have an Immortal T on it.
I do.
Mitch, this was an
That's one of
extra
those little-
that came in made in China box. What was this about? I don't know.
That was the VTX antenna that came with the
Rush.
With the Rush, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's good. I mean, you could, that'd be a good antenna
on.
for somewhere if you break one.
Yep.
It has a micro UFL connector on it. You put it on there, it'd be all right.
So then, you think that's part of the setup, or just something's off with his?
I don't think there's any way you can set it up. If you go into the Lewis script and make sure the power setting on that transmitter module is set to anywhere over 100 milliwatts, and you have dynamic power on, you should never get it. Now, what you can try to do you know what I'm talking about, Paul, when I talk about the Lewis script?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go into the Lewis script, and in the power settings, you go into the TX module settings, and you have power settings. There's two settings involved. One of them is the amount of the power. It's going to be like 10, 20, 5, 100, 250, 500, 1 watt, And then there's another setting that says static and dynamic. Okay, now what the dynamic setting does is it uses only as much transmitter power as it thinks it needs.
Right.
So it's constantly monitoring the signal strength, and when the signal strength gets to a certain low point, it jacks up the transmitter power.
Right.
Now, what I'm thinking is it may be possible that right at that point where it jacks up the transmitter power is the point where your Tyrannus decides to give you the signal low.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's not a problem because the Crossfire just needs to up its output power, and it'll do that all the way up to whatever maximum power you have set. And the guys who fly these long-range RC airplanes, with FPV ones that go 10, 20, 30 miles with that Crossfire, they always use the dynamic power, and they can tell. I think they can tell by the amount of battery consumption that it's using. When some of these Crossfires go up to, the big ones go up to 2 watt output. And they never get anywhere near that kind of output until this thing is 15, 20 miles away,
Right.
But it'll keep cranking it up until it can't crank anymore. But
You
the
set
range
that up in Betaflight?
No, that's set up. That setting is a module setting on your transmitter.
Oh, it's going to do it right on the trip.
Can you adjust
On the transmitter. You can also set that setting in Agent X software on a computer.
Right. Okay.
And the two settings are output power. And if you're using dynamic power, there's no reason not to set the output power way up there. you're not, just because it's set to 500 milliwatts doesn't mean you're going to be using it. If you don't need it, the dynamic power will pull it down to 10 milliwatts.
I think I set it up to 700, but that was on the goggles.
No, that's your goggles. Don't confuse your video transmission signal with your radio control signal. You got two different. Yeah, and you do want that at 700 milliwatts. Why not? That gives you the best range and the sharpest signal. But your transmitter power is between the transmitter and the crossfire receiver in the quad. That's the only thing that's involved in that at all. So set it to a higher power. Set it to 250, 500. Most RC radio control radios, the Spectrums and those things you see, they mostly run at 100 milliwatts. And give guys, because they're flying line of sight, and 100 milliwatts will give you 3 times the distance you can see it anyway. So it's never a fact. It's never an issue. It isn't until these guys start with the long range things with the cameras in them that they needed to start worrying about, well, I need more transmitter power here. So
I saw one of Painless 360 videos. He says with the airplanes, they point one out of the top and one out of the bottom with the Immortal T instead of 2 in the back.
They do, and vertical is a little better than horizontal. And if Carlos, for anything.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, but if you point in your craft, then you have to have your transmitter match it. So your transmitter antenna would have to be up and down as well if your craft antenna is up and down.
He was talking about the knobby ends where you'll lose, where it come on the sides. If you fly on the sides of it, something like that. I forget.
Look, you're going to get weaker and stronger signal no matter where you put your antenna. The thing about Crossfire is it's so powerful, unless you're flying 10 miles away from yourself, it's not even an issue. You know, that's why everybody uses the horizontal, just sticks them like this or across an arm. You want to stick it someplace where it's not going to keep getting knocked when you land it. You know, if this thing's sticking straight up and down every time you land, you're going to
knock it off.
Tend to break the bottom.
What are we looking at, Paulie?
See the tiny little antennas? That's the Crossfire antenna.
Whoops.
Wrong
Which
guy.
one? Oh, that's got a small. That's got the small little version of it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's in a good place. Should work fine.
Kind of like the idea of them being in the front, because usually when you come back is when you need more. Sometimes more.
Right.
It's not. It's not even a. Not. It's. I never think about it.
No.
With I think about the video signal strength. I never think
that should be
or worry about. I never worry about.
This guy should be in the front. The video.
What guys?
VTX.
The VTX antenna.
Yeah, right. Because that's when you turn around. That's when you lose it. And when you're flying away, you got great signal, and you turn around.
Well, you have to be cognizant of that when you fly FPV with video, knowing you're going to, don't fly until it gets bad, because you'll lose it completely when you turn around.
Yep.
That's just all part of what you have to learn. But that's, again, why the DJI is almost Crossfire-like in its ability to, where you can fly. And that's, when I fly a Tinyhawk outside with analog, I'm constantly on edge about losing video or losing the fail-safe and all that. And I don't enjoy flying as much as I do flying the Crossfire quads with the DJI in it, because I don't give range of thought. I go heading out and just keep going, and I very rarely ever get to 2 bars, and 2 bars on the video signal still gives you 50 megabit bit rate, because that's what I fly, and I've never gone out so far where the picture actually started to get where I would have to worry about, oh, am I going to lose it?
With analog, you're talking, or with the?
No, I'm talking about the DJI.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul mentions that sometimes when he flies far away, the sides start to get pixelated.
Yeah, well, that's called focus mode.
Right.
And in the goggles, you have that. They call that focus mode. That means that when the signal starts to get weak, it pixelates it focuses and concentrates on keeping the center in focus and just fuzzes up the edges.
Right.
I turn that off. I never use that. I want the picture to be sharp all the time, and I want it to pixelate all over all the time. That
Did
way,
you know that you can do that, Paul?
you can turn it in the goggles. There's a setting, focus mode,
I
on,
saw
off,
that,
or
yeah.
on, off, or auto. Don't go auto. Just turn it off. Turn it off, and if you ever get far enough away to where the whole picture starts to fuzz, you still got plenty of time to turn around and come back. But what that does for you by having it off is it gives you, if you're recording, remember, your goggles DVR is the only recording pretty much that you have of the flight, and you don't want the sides fuzzing up on your recording. And until you get pretty far out, nothing's going to fuzz up. All my flights are done that you saw. The flight you just saw, the one I just showed you, was a goggle recording from the CADX with the focus mode turned off, and it was like GoPro-like footage. So yeah, it looks pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else was there, Paul? I can't remember any of your other questions.
I'm sure there was more. You said to write them down, but I didn't.
Well, we're going to make it a short show tonight anyway, because I'm going to do one on Friday, and
Oh, that's right.
there's probably some other things going on because we're down to like 13 people left, and since I got nothing to talk about, there's no sense of stretching it out.
You want to say something? What's the matter?
Me? No, I'm saying goodbye. That's why I say goodbye.
Yeah. So thanks. Listen, guys.
No, thank you.
No, you're welcome. I enjoyed
Very
it,
much.
and
Oh,
hope you.
I just want to, just in case, just throwing it out there, whenever you feel afraid of those analog flights and you just don't want to fly them anymore, just throw the idea out there. That's all.
Put it out there.
What was that?
Done.
What was I just heard? Did I hear something?
I didn't hear it either, man. I don't know. You were saying that we get tired of those analog birds. Just send them.
Oh yeah.
I just don't want you to stress, Mitch. I'm looking out for you. That's all.
I understand, Carlos.
right,
If I ever look at this wall of quads that I got, and you're here to testify that actually really exists, correct?
yeah.
That's not just, and actually that was an older picture. There's a bunch more.
There's more on the right.
Yeah. Yeah. If I ever look at that wall and get stressed out because there's something on there that I don't want.
No,
First of all, it'll be a
flight.
cold day in hell if that ever happens. But if it does, Carlos, I'll keep you in mind.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just looking out for your health. That's all.
Yeah, I appreciate, and I'm looking out for yours too, and you know that. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that on my birthday party. We're going to talk about longevity, and I'll really bore the hell out of you guys, but I want to talk about this little diet thing. So
I'm liking it. I sent the
this-
video to Paul. I sent it to a few of my friends.
just not wanting to be preachy or anything, but just a little.
It's a
Hey guys,
it's a good suggestion. Try this.
Yeah, you can live a better life without killing yourself by eating the wrong shit. But I've always been that way, and I've learned a long time ago that nobody really wants to hear it. They have to go reach a point in their own lives where they say, I got to do something. I have no choice but to do something, and now I need to go investigate and figure out what in the myriad of bullshit advice out there, what's real, and that's where I can make a suggestion, but that's as far as we're going to go with it. It's going to be a suggestion and a little explanation. But Friday night we'll do that. So thanks for coming in, guys. Carlos?
I don't know if it's coincidence, but I know I complained to Paul about it. Remember my shoulder pains? I was telling you I move and it hurts. I haven't had that in like 3 days, 2 or 3 days. I don't know if it's coincidence or what, but we'll see.
No, this should help inflammation, but it's
psycho.
Everybody's selling snake oil out there, so you got to be careful. I don't sell shit. I don't care. I'm not in this for any money or anything.
Right.
If I discover something that seems to work, and I use myself as an example of being healthy as I am at 74 years old without all the crap that everybody else seems to have. What is it that I do different than everybody else? And I can tell you. And I can tell you what happened to me when I got off of it for a year because of COVID. I turned into a sickening, getting sick old man. And I said, I found my foot down. I said, no, I'm not going out like this, and turned it around. So, all right, not tonight. Guys, thanks for coming in. And
Thanks for having me, Mitch. Thanks for the help.
Thank you for your help.
Paulie, my pleasure, and I'm glad you got your quad, and I'm looking forward to hearing when you fly it how wonderful you think it is, because I thought it flew great.
It did. It flew great until today.
No, he's talking about my quad.
Oh, your quad.
Forget
I was
yours.
talking about my quad.
Yours is a
Here's my
floater.
your quad.
Yours is a floater.
Yeah, I know. He don't like this quad. I like the Center Queen either. He says it's too floaty.
I think it's a camera angle, but yeah. When you go fast,
Okay.
you point down to the screen, to the ground.
There is a setting in Betaflight called idle RPM, and you can, sometimes they set them up way too high, which is why the quads seem floaty. The motors never slow down enough, so you can go set that. If it's set anywhere over 5, you might want to crank it back down. Sometimes, I've got one quad I saw was set to 14. I'm surprised you could ever even land that thing. So there's a way to check that out. All right, guys.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
See you
Paul?
Friday night, 7 o'clock. Paul, thanks for coming in. Carlos,
Take care, Mitch.
take
Thanks
care,
again.
buddy.
Good night,
Everybody
everybody.
who's left, all the few of you guys that are left in the chat, Rat, Mike, Night Train, thanks for coming in. Ed, and who should I leave everything to in my will, Ed? Any suggestions, you let me know. Michael McReynolds, thanks for being here. Mike Kinney, thanks for coming in. And who else? View Chaser, going back a little ways. I think I got Jody, Drone Shots. Bob Casey, if you're still around, thanks for coming, buddy. I think I got everybody, and if I didn't, I'm old and getting older. And Carlos says me. Okay, Carlos, take care. Oh, and Drone Psyche, Charlie, thanks for coming in, buddy. Good to have you in the community, my friend, and we'll see more of you. So with that, I will crank up the music here. Let's get the good stuff going here. There we go. I think I've adopted that as my theme song. And it's early, and that's good. I'm going to take the rest of the night off. I think I'll go fire up a cigar and look around YouTube, see who's on. And again, thanks for coming in, guys, and I will see you on my birthday on Friday, May the 7th at 7 p.m. here. Have an open stream with a link in the chat. Anybody wants to come into the panel, have a little party for an hour or two, and I'll look forward to it. So take the rest of the day off, go play with your drones, and I will turn it over to my trusty sidekick, Spank, the monkey. Say goodnight, Spanky.